Hey guys, what's up? And today we're going to be talking about this year's NBA All-Star 2021 West Reserves. Okay, so let's get started. First, we have Rudy Gobert. So, Rudy Gobert has led the NBA in blocks for a certain amount of time, but now he's third. But in that certain amount of time, the Jazz were 17-5, which is an absurd record. And he deserves to be an all-star because he's one of the greatest defenders we've ever seen. I know that may be a little over-exaggerating, but every year since Rudy Gobert has played, he's been Defensive Player of the Year conversations. Next, we have Anthony Davis. So AD has been injured for quite a long time now, and he's going to get replaced in the All-Star game for D-Book. So instead of AD, let's talk about D-Book. And Devin Booker has led the Suns to the second seed in the West now, which is just absurd. And people thought he got snubbed, but since AD got injured and he needed a replacement, Devin Booker was the only option. And next we have Zion Williamson. So Zion has led the Pels to, I think it's a 10-2 record, and he's been balling out this season, posterizing people. He's also been shooting threes. And he deserves to be an all-star because at this age, if he's an all-star now, we don't know what he can do in the future. And he's probably going to be an MVP quite a lot of times in his career. Next, we have Paul George. So PG-13 last year had a nickname called Pandemic P because he was horrible in the playoffs. But this year, he's been balling out. He has the best shooting splits in his career, and he's just absurd now, and he's led the Clips to tie with the Lakers. Next, we have Damian Lillard. So there's been a lot of controversy about Dame starting over Luka, and I agree with that because I don't think Luka's been having a great MVP year that people thought he would, and Dame's just been balling out like every time. And I agree that Dame should start over him, but since he is a reserve, we can't do anything about it now. And like I said, the Blazers are sixth in the West right now, and the West has a bunch of competition, and the fact that Dame's doing this at this age alone is just absurd. Next, we have CP3. So, I personally don't think CP3 should have made the All-Star team, and that's because he hasn't been doing that great with the Suns. It's mainly been D-Book and DeAndre Ayton carrying. Although Chris Paul has been making the plays, the overall scoring and everything else, D-Book has been doing. So, I don't think he deserved to be an All-Star this year, but he's a really good player. Next, we have Donovan Mitchell. So, D. Mitchell, that's my nickname for him. He's also been balling out this season. He's led the Jazz to the #1 record in the West and entire league. And he's just been balling out. And if he didn't make the All-Star team, that would have been a snub. But we all know that Donovan Mitchell is Donovan Mitchell, and he would have made the All-Star team anyways. And him and Rudy Gobert are just killing the West and the entire NBA, to be honest, because I don't think that they're gonna get beaten this year for the #1 seed. I think they're gonna be #1 for the entire year, and I think they're a contender. Yeah, I think they're a contender because they've had that chemistry going for a bunch of years now. And Mitchell from last year's lost to the Nuggets. They blew a Game 7, which I am sad for, but he learned his lesson and now he's balling out. So those are my thoughts on the reserves, guys. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And peace out.